The silence is wrong. It is a heavy blanket smothering the familiar sounds of the camp. The crackle of the main fire is a low pulse, not its usual robust roar. The rhythmic clack of flint napping is absent. The hunting party is gone, their scent already fading on the morning mist, and with their departure, they have taken the clan's shield of noise and strength. All that remains is the cold, the damp, and the silence. This is the quiet reality of prehistoric life for those left behind. Nia watches her younger brother, Tayo. He lies on a bed of dry moss and fur, his small body radiating a heat that has nothing to do with the fire. His breath is a shallow, rasping sound, a broken rhythm in the oppressive quiet. A deep, hacking cough racks his frame, and he curls into a tighter ball of misery. This is a scene that has played out countless times across the vast stage of hominid history. A fight waged not with spears, but against the invisible invaders within the body. Nia, barely an adult herself, is now his sole protector. She knows the plants the old woman showed her. This is a form of knowledge as vital as any hunting technique. A science without a name that a future age will call paleoethnobating. She knows the willow bark that eases fevers, the yarrow leaves that staunch bleeding, and the broad-leafed plantain that soothes a burning chest. They are her only weapons in this fight. The last of the dried plantain, chewed into a poultice, is already caked on Tio's chest, its power fading. She must find more. The hard choice is a physical weight in her stomach. To leave the cave is to leave Teo alone. Even for a moment, to stay is to let the fever win. The world outside is a tapestry of dangers. A place where ancient humans are just one thread in a food web ruled by much larger, faster, and stronger predators. The primal fear of what lies in the tree line is a constant companion. Every shadow could be a leopard, every rustle of leaves a bear. She makes the choice. She places a heavy stone club near Teo's sleeping form, a useless but comforting gesture. She adds a precious log to the fire, coaxing the flames higher. Then, she slips out of the cave mouth, a woven grass basket in her hand. The cold air is a shock, sharp and clean in her lungs. The world is shades of green and grey under an overcast sky. Her senses are stretched taut, a net to catch the slightest sign of danger. Her eyes scan the trees, her ears strain to pass the wind's whisper from the snap of a twig. She is not a mighty hunter. She is a forager, a chemist, a nurse in a world that has no concept of medicine, only the brutal, empirical evidence of what works and what kills. Her search for the broad, ribbed leaves begins, each step taking her further from the fire, further from her brother, and deeper into the long, anxious silence. This is the other side of the epic hunt. The quiet, terrifying battle for survival waged every single day by our human ancestors. The forest floor is a complex text, and Nia is one of its few literate readers. She moves with a quiet economy of motion that is the signature of early humans, a grace born from a lifetime of knowing that any wasted energy, any unnecessary sound, can be a fatal error. She finds the plantain in a damp hollow, its broad, green leaves a vibrant splash of life against the muted browns of the forest floor. Relief, cool and sharp, cuts through her anxiety. She gathers the leaves with practiced hands, her mind already on the task of chewing them into a paste to soothe Teo's burning lungs. As she rises to leave, a sound freezes her, a single, sharp crack of a dry twig under a heavy foot. It is not the sound of a deer or a boar. It is the sound of a patient, deliberate wait. Her head snaps up, her senses instantly shifting from foraging to survival. She scans the dense undergrowth, her eyes searching for the break in a pattern that signals a predator. Nothing. But the silence that follows is different. It is not empty. It is full of a watching presence. This is the constant, grinding reality of prehistoric life the moment your role flips from gatherer to potential prey. Guided by a cold knot of instinct, she changes her path, not heading directly for home, but moving toward a low ridge of rock that will give her a better view. As she climbs, a new scent reaches her, carried on the damp air. It is the coppery, foul smell of a recent kill. From the top of the ridge, she sees that the half-eaten carcass of a young red deer. Its ribcage sprung open. She does not need to get closer to understand what happened here. The bones are not just broken, they are crushed, splintered into shards to get at the rich marrow inside. This is a form of practical archaeology, reading the story of a death from the clues left behind, the specific patterns of breakage. The sheer destructive power evident in the scattered remains speak a clear language. This is a lesson in taphonomy, the science of death and decay, and the signature is unmistakable, the work of a cave hyena. A prickle of ice crawls up her spine. Cave hyenas are not just killers, they are opportunists of the highest order. They are drawn to weakness, to the scent of sickness and vulnerability that surely clings to their camp. The hunter has not stumbled upon her by accident. It is stalking their home. In her mind, she sees Teo, helpless and hot with fever, and anew, fierce strength burns away some of the fear. The herbs in her basket feel impossibly precious now. She is the guardian of the clan's future, embodied in her small, sick brother. This is the foundational community point. Her actions are not just for herself, but for the continuation of their line. She catches a flicker of movement below, a blotchy, dun-colored shape slipping between the ancient trees, the scavenger's shadow. It is circling, tossing the air, its powerful shoulders rolling with each step. It is between her and the cave. The hard choice is immediate and brutal. She could try to wait it out, but Teal's rasping breaths are a clock ticking in her head. She could run, but the hyena is faster, and the noise would trigger an immediate chase. Her intelligence, the true gift of her Moose-Terrian ancestors, offers a third option. She knows this terrain. There is a game trail that winds down the other side of the ridge, longer and more exposed, but it will bring her to the stream, and if she follows the stream, the sound of the water will mask her footsteps. It is a risk, a gamble against time, but it is a calculated one. Clutching her basket of leaves, she slips over the ridge, her bare feet finding silent purchase on the damp earthen stones, beginning a desperate race against the falling sun and the patient predator that follows. The fading light bleeds through the canopy, painting the forest in bruised shades of purple and grey. Every shadow is a mole, every gnarled root a predator's limb. Nia runs along the stream bed, the icy water a shocking jolt that helps sharpen her focus. She is operating on a razor's edge of instinct and adrenaline, a state of heightened being that defines life million years ago. She no longer feels the cold or the ache in her lungs. There is only the basket of herbs in one hand, the heavy club in the other, and the image of Teal's feverish face burned into her mind. She reaches the clearing that marks the entrance to their home territory. The cave is a dark mound in the cliff face, the fire within it a single, pulsing red eye, and standing between her and that sanctuary is the hyena. It is larger than she imagined, a brute of muscle and bone, its sloping back and massive neck built for crushing power. It is not looking at her. Its attention is fixed on the cave, on the scent of sickness and vulnerability that leaks from it like a miasma. It takes a tentative step forward, its head low, and soft, guttural growl rumbling in its chest. In this moment, Nia is no longer a girl. She is the incarnation of 1,000,000 years of human evolution. A descender of the heart. An act of profound altruism fuels her next move. She does not sneak past. She does not hide. To do so would only lead the predator to its true target. She must draw its attention. She must become the threat. She raises her club and smacks it hard against the trunk of a dead tree. The sharp, percussive sound cracking through the twilight stillness. The hyena's head whips around, its lips pulling back from a set of teeth designed to splinter mammoth bones. Its eyes, shining green in the gloom, lock onto her for a terrifying second. It seems to weigh its options: the easy meal in the cave, or the noisy threat before it. It chooses her. With a chilling, whooping cry that is half laugh, half shriek, it charges. Nia stands her ground for a single, crucial heartbeat, forcing its commitment. Then she turns and sprints not away, but towards the cave entrance, angling to the side of the fire. She is a blur of motion, her plan a desperate, single-throw gamble. She grabs a branch already burning at one end from the edge of the fire pit. As the hyena lunges for her, its powerful jaws snapping shut where she was a moment before. She spins and shoves the burning brand directly into its face. The beast shrieks, a piercing sound of pain and shock, as fur and flesh sizzle. It tumbles back, shaking its massive head, its confidence shattered by the alien pain of fire. It has faced claws and teeth and horns. But this is a magic it cannot comprehend. This is the power of primitive technology, a force multiplied that allows intelligence to triumph over brute strength. Mia does not relent. She screams, the real, primal sound torn from her throat, and advances, waving the torch before her. The hyena, its eyes wild with pain and confusion, gives ground. It retreats, then turns and bolts into the darkness. Its whooping cries now tinged with panic. Mia stands panting in the cave mouth, the torch held high, its light casting a wild, dancing shadow. She is shaking, not from cold, but from the violent surge of adrenaline. She has won. It is not a permanent victory the scavenger will return, but it is a victory for tonight. She has bought them another sunrise. She turns and goes to her brother's side, the precious leaves still clutched in her basket. The silence that returns now is different. It is not empty. It is a space she has carved out of the darkness, a fragile pocket of safety won by fire and by fang. Nia will crush the herbs, and the poultice will ease her brother's breathing. He will survive this night, and the hunters will return with the dawn. But what happened here, in the space of a single day, is the quiet, unwritten epic of our species. It is a story not of grand conquest, but of fierce, intimate care. Survival was never just about the celebrated hunt. It was equally about the silent, thankless, and terrifying work of the ones who protected the fire, who knew the healing properties of a simple leaf, who stood between the weakest of the clan and the encroaching darkness. This deep, instinctual drive to protect our kin, to use foresight and intelligence not for glory, but for preservation, is the bedrock of our humanity. The fire Nia wielded against the hyena's fangs is the same fire of ingenuity we use today to fight disease and fend off the shadows of our own modern world. Her vigil reminds us that for every celebrated hero in the story of our ascent, there are 1,000 unsung guardians who simply refuse to let the fire go out. You, the witness, now carry the ember of her story, to honor the quiet courage that ensured our dawn. Comment the fire is tended and join the circle of chroniclers. Their deepest human instincts were not forged in the glory of the kill, but in the quiet terror of the watch. What dangers does the silence hold now?